Hi everyone, today I am doing my liquid lipstick collection. Now, I think the concept of liquid lipstick is sort of fairly new in the UK. Only a few brands actually call their items liquid lipstick. I've forgotten to get a wipe, so I'm just going to get one. Quite often they're called things like lip gloss, lip paint, lip lacquer, lip whatever, but essentially I'm going to just go through my collection of any lipstick that comes in a true liquid form. So that's nothing that's in a lipstick bullet that you roll up, and it's nothing that is a lip pencil. It's everything I've got that is essentially a liquidy type of lipstick. So I hope that kind of makes sense. So I'm going to go through them all and I'm going to swatch them, and I'm going to go through them by brand. Then we've got some of them are kind of similar to others, or they are kind of miscellaneous ones that are kind of on their own. So anyway, I'm going to go through them, and if you have any questions, bit of fluff, if you have any questions, do leave them below, and if you want reviews of anything specific, leave that below. So I'm going to try and do these, as I say, by brand and also kind of by type a little bit as well. Wow, look at that. Swatches gone mad, that is. How that's ended up there, I don't know. Oh my god. Is it on me? No, it's stained my arm now. Wow. Yeah, that's the swatch I did in my last video. So guys, in my last video, I talked about the... This won't come off. In my last video, I talked about... I'm going to need another wipe. My god. Right. So, in my last video, I talked about... the Freedom Makeup liquid lipsticks. Where have I put them now? I haven't got them, which is stupid. So I swatched these three. So if you want to have a look at that, do go and have a look at that video. I'm not going to swatch all of them now. But I'm wearing one of them today, which is this one here in the middle. And I have three shades, which is Kisses Waiting, No Heroes, and that one's called Sold Out. They're great. They're a very, quite a thick, creamy formula. They do dry... they don't stay creamy all day, but they don't feel drying on the lips in the way that some of the other liquid lipsticks I've got do, that kind of long wearing. So yeah, I mean, you might find you want, I really hate my lips feeling really dry, so you might find you want a gloss or something over it as the day goes on. But in terms of the colour, so far this has lasted really, really well today. I only got these recently. So yeah, these are £3 each, and I would definitely recommend getting some of these. These are highly recommended by me. Okay, moving on then. The next thing I'm going to show you is my collection of Rimmel Apocalypse. So these were all rage a couple of years ago. Everyone loved them. Everyone was crazy about them. They look like this. Packaging's quite cool. Nowadays, you can pick them up, at least I can, for like some of the shades for like £2 in my local discount shop, which is called the Factory Shop. But originally I think they were about sort of £7 each. So if you can get them cheap now, then brilliant. They are really, really good. They're quite similar in a way to a kind of thick, very pigmented lip gloss. They are quite long lasting. A little goes a long way, I would say. And I would definitely recommend getting a couple of these. I've got 7 shades altogether, I think. Just check I haven't left one somewhere. No, 7 shades altogether. So let's have a look at what I've got. So the first one I've got is Across the Universe. This is a dark, sort of berry red, I suppose. And it looks like this. That's a really nice one. Another dark one that I've got is Eclipse, which is more purpley, I would say, which is that one there. The next one I've got, I'm trying to go up in sort of shades in a way. The next one I've got is more of a sort of subtle, shimmery kind of shade, which is Galaxy, which is this one on the end here. The next one is called Aurora. Have you got their kind of theme yet? This is, oh, I don't know what that is, a pinky, very slightly orange tone pink there. The next one is Stella, which is really, really bright. This is a really bright pink shade, which is there. And then I have got a nude, very unusual for me, a nude which is called Luna. When I say nude, it's kind of a peachy colour really, which is this one here. Now the last one I've got is one of their Apocalypse Lip Velvet matte shades. So when all the matte lipsticks came out, I think it was last year, they released some matte shades. I don't know how many they've got now, but at the time I think they had 3. It's when I had really red hair, and I found with red hair I could get away with really orange colours a lot more. So I don't know whether this still suits me really. Now my hair is blonde-ish. It dries matte eventually. Here it doesn't look very matte. And that is called, I think it's called Orangeology, which is, yeah, that shade there. So Rimmel Apocalypse, really, really recommended. I really, really like them, and they've got a nice consistency to them. I don't think they really market themselves as particularly long lasting, but there we go. Right, what we do next? Next, I'm going to do my MUA Lip Velvet ones. I think they're called Lip Velvet. They're matte. I dropped one. They're matte and they last all day, and the packaging is absolutely gorgeous. I would say these are very, very dry. I find them very dry. The colours are really cool, and I would say use them sparingly so they don't kind of go crusty. You might want a lip gloss over the top to stop them being so drying. I haven't really worn these that much. I'm going to try them again because it's my computer, because the colours are cool. I've got a very similar thing from Makeup Revolution, Velvet Lacquer, which is this one, and also I've got a very similar thing from Sephora, which is their cream lip stain, which is this one. So if I show you all of those, and I'll swatch them. I'll swatch them and talk about them a bit more. So if I start off with the Makeup Revolution one, this is in a pink shade. No shade on the actual product, which is always annoying. But if I swatch that, this is quite a bright pink, which is there. Again, dries matte, lasts all day. The next one is an MUA one. This is the MUA Luxe range. I love the packaging, frosted, so nice. This shade is called a Flush, All a Flush, which is this one here, so it's slightly lighter pink. The next one I'm going to show you is called Funk. This was one of their really popular ones. Everyone kind of went crazy for these when they first came out. I really like this shade. This is such a nice colour. It's kind of a pinky, purpley, but not very dark colour. The next one is called Criminal. I think this was another one of the ones that everyone really liked when they first came out. This is a really, really bright fuchsia pink. The next one is called Atomic. Reminds me of that song in the 80s, Atomic, shows how old I am. This is very orangey pink. And the last one I've got from MUA is Reckless, which is a dark red, which is there. Now, when they first go on, they feel lovely, they feel creamy, and they're great, they're brilliantly pigmented. As I said, when they dry, I find on the lips they dry very, very, there they all are, they dry very, very dry, actually. So I'd be interested to know your opinions on that. Maybe for somebody who does not have dry lips, my lips are prone to getting dry, perhaps they wouldn't be as bad. As I say, they do last ages and ages and ages, which is cool. The only thing that really gets rid of them is very oily, like if you're wearing very, very oily, eating very oily food, like if you had spaghetti bolognese. Right, this is the Sephora Cream Lip Stain in the colour, just says 09, I don't know if it has a name. This is, again, a similar thing. I'd say this is a lighter, sort of almost moussier consistency. And there's the colour that I've got, 09. This, again, is similar in that it dries matte and then lasts all day, but can be a bit drying. So they're all that type. I hope that was useful for you. Next, what should I move on to? There's so much. Okay, so if I move on now to my Bourjois liquid lipsticks. So I've got 6 altogether. I have got 2 of the Aqualac lip lacquers, and I've got 4 of the Velvet, Rouge Edition Velvets. So I love the packaging of these, so lovely. These are my 2 Aqualacs. This is a really weird consistency. So it's supposed to be extremely shiny. I would say it's like a sort of semi-sheer gloss, and it's similar to, wait a minute, this, which is the L'Oreal Paris, it's called something like Caress Lip gloss stain lacquer or something ridiculous, and these were really popular again a few years ago. I've got the shade Juliet, which is a really nice red shade, and they kind of remind me of each other in their consistency, but I think the Aqualac is a bit more shiny and a bit more pigmented perhaps. The consistency is almost like as if there's a gel in there. So yeah, these are about £9 each. All those MUA ones, by the way, were like £3 each, just so you know. And Sephora was about £8, I think. Got that when I was in Prague. I always go to Sephora in Prague, I get excited. This shade I've just shown you of the lip Aqualac thing is called Feeling Ready. So that's that one. Hello, sorry I'm back. I'm having all sorts of problems today with my memory card, so sorry about that. Also, I realised I'm really far away from you and like low down in the frame, so I zoomed in a bit. Anyway, I was talking about my Aqualacs, wasn't I? So, the second Aqualac that I've got is this called Viens Si Tu Rose. And this is quite a pretty sort of muted pinky shade, which is just there. Yes, so that's quite nice. So along with them, I also have my Rouge Edition Velvets, which look like this. So I've got 4 of those, 2 of which are quite similar, which is these 2. So the first one I've got is called Olé Flamingo. So these are interesting. They're a bit more sheer than something like the MUA ones, and they are really, really nice, and they dry matte, and they dry fairly dry. I wouldn't say they're really, really dry. They're a little bit dry, for me, anyway. So that is Olé Flamingo. The next one I'll put next to it is really popular. It's called Pink Pong, and it's a more purpley toned pink, I would say, but they are quite similar. This one is brighter. This Pink Pong is definitely brighter. The next one is basically, in my opinion, the matte version of Viens Si Tu Rose that I just showed you, and it's called Frambourgeois, that one there. Yes. And the last one I've got is this really dark one called Grand Cru, which I really like. This has gone a bit odd in the packet actually when I put it on. It's gone a bit sort of dry and weird. The problem with these is obviously, you know, they don't last forever because they are liquids. You can see it's gone on quite patchy on my hand, but it's a nice dark colour. I really like it. Yes, I need another wipe, which I've just thrown my other one away because my hands are getting extremely covered in swatches. With the long-lasting ones as well, you end up with a pink hand all day, and in my case, a pink arm. Lovely. Right, moving along. I've got these, which are Maybelline like glosses, and they're really cool. It looks like a lipstick inside it, which is really, I think, really lovely. I really like the packaging. It's called 2 things actually. Some of mine are called Lip Polish and some of mine are called Colour Elixir. So the Colour Elixir, I think, are the American version, or it could be the other way around. And I've got some like on eBay, some in a discount shop, some in a real shop. So I've got all these different shades, which I'll show you. Now these are more like an actual lip gloss, I would say. They come in this sort of fluffy wand. And they are more like a gloss. They're not very sticky though, and they're quite nice to wear. This first one I've got is very sheer, and it's called, hang on, I don't even know what it's called. They're all called weird things. These are the ones that are called Lip Polish, and this is called Glam 1. I don't know whether that shows up really. It's kind of a peachy gloss. The next one is Glam 6, and again this is one of the lip polishes. If anyone knows the difference between all these, then you can let me know. This one though is way more pigmented, and it's like a berry colour, nice for autumn. Let me just check what these ones are. Right, the rest are all called Colour Elixir. This is Colour Elixir 135, which is called Raspberry Rhapsody. These are different, I think, in the packaging. Right, these have got black, and these are the colour that the lip gloss is. Weird. I think it is because one's American. This is sort of medium in terms of pigment. There it is, Raspberry Rhapsody. The next one is 505 Signature Scarlet. There's that one. Again, that's more pigmented, I would say. And the last one is another Colour Elixir Blush Essence 705. More sheer again, that one there. So they're really hit and miss in terms of whether they're pigmented, whether they're glosses, whether they're what they are. bit odd. But I do quite like them for a little, you know, splash of colour. Little bit more sticky than the others that we've seen so far, but nothing to worry about. So I've got 2 of these Revlon glosses. Now I'm not really a Revlon buyer normally, however, these are in my local discount shop for £2 each, and I just think the packaging is so sleek. Can you see how this top bit as well is really cool? I've got 2 shades. One is called Fire, and the other one is called Sunbaked. They're so tiny I can hardly see them, and they're Revlon Colour Burst glosses. These, again, you can hear by that sound that these are true lip glosses. Listen. Lovely though, not really very sticky or anything, and they are quite pigmented, which I really like. I don't know, I don't really see the point in wearing makeup if you can't see it, if you know what I mean. There they are together, Sunbaked and Fire. Really nice, those 2. I'd say, again, stickier again than those Maybelline ones I just showed you. We're getting there. So I've got two here of these Glam L'Oreal Paris ones. So I've got a 6 Hour Glam Shine and I've got a Glam Matte. Only one of each. I used to have another one of these, but it was a really weird colour and I didn't really like it. So this is a lip gloss, relatively sheer, however it's got iridescent sparkle in it, this particular one. And it claims to last for 6 hours. I don't think it does, but it does last longer than a lot of lip glosses. This is in Irresistible Grape. I got that on eBay. And this is the Glam Matte. It's really bright. It's called Cherry Crop, and this is one of the ones Miss Budget Beauty recommended. I've kind of given up on prices. I'm really sorry about that. All of these lipsticks cost me under £10, if that helps at all. If you want to know prices of individual things, do let me know. This Glam Matte I got on eBay. Even when it was new, I got it cheaper than on, like, in the drugstore, pharmacy, whatever you want to call it. Here it is. Really bright. It's called Glam Matte, and it's called an Intense Matte Gloss, which I don't really understand. But yeah, try it out. It's cool. It's unusual, for sure. Okay, I have got then 2 of these. I don't know if they do these anymore, but I love them. They are Maybelline Superstay 10 Hour Tint Glosses, and they look like this. And the tint definitely lasts for 10 hours. The gloss does not. These are quite sheer, and they smell, I don't know what they smell of, like watermelon or something. I love it. That one, I don't know what it's called, but it's a plummy one. They have the colour on the lid. There it is. The other one is like a coral shade. It's quite sheer. It's hard to show you, really. Then there's that one. I don't know, I'm obsessed with the smell of them, and they're really light. They feel really light on your lips, which I really like. They're not like heavy, like you don't feel like something's stuck on your lips all day. In the same vein, right, Superstay 24 colour Maybelline lipsticks. I'm telling you, these actually stay on no matter what through everything. I love them. Pigment in one end, they're a bit like the old Lipfinity, was it called, or the very first like really long staying lipsticks that had like 2 ends to them, or whatever. Anyway, lipstick on one end, gloss on the other end. What I would do is put on a thin layer of this end, wait for it to dry, leave your mouth open like a little bit, like that, while it dries. Once it's dry, put the gloss on. You don't feel dry then. It's great, the gloss, really, really cool. And this colour is amazing. It's the best blue tone red in the world, and I love it. And it is called 510 Red Passion. Literally, I've worn this out, I've eaten a meal, my lipstick's still on. Now and again I'll reapply a tiny bit, but hardly ever. The next day, some of it will still be on your lips. Weird. The other one I really like is Raspberry 195. Be a bit careful though with these lipsticks, because some of them are weird. Like I got one of them that's like a really old fashioned, like thick lipstick with like gold bits in. It was really odd. But those 2 are really nice shades. So that's, the second one's called Raspberry, I think. Did I just say that? Similar thing from Rimmel is this Rimmel Provoca Lips 16 hours, this claims. This is in the shade 310 Little Minx, which is a bright, quite a bright kind of pinky plummy type colour, which is there. Again, once it's dried, on the other end, you have got a gloss to put over it, which is really cool. Again with them, all under £10. I think Provoca Lips I got like on a special offer for about £6, so you know. Right, I've now got a few odds and sods for the end. 2 NYX Butter Glosses. I don't get these. I don't get why everyone likes these so much. I've kept them to kind of be, to kind of keep persevering with them a bit. They're like, I don't know, whether, I think people say they're not sticky. I think they're sticky. They're really not pigmented at all, and they're just like a normal standard lip gloss that I think you can get anywhere really. There they are. I got them from my friend in America and I'm really grateful to her. I asked for them. But one's called Apple Strudel and the other one's called Eclair. Let me know if you like them. Next, Revlon Colour Stay Moisture Stain. I quite like this. It's, I mean, again, it's like a thick gloss, I suppose, but it is not sticky. There it is. I got one of these, wasn't overly amazed about it and didn't get any more. This is in the shade Cannes Crush. Right, I've got 3 of these lip paints. 2 are from Barry M, which are Loudmouth, and one I got in an Ipsy bag or something, and it's from J-Cat Wonder Lip Paint, and they look like that. The problem with these are that they're so messy because you need the tiniest amount, and when you squeeze them out, oh, it's straight away, like, loads has come out, and then it's like all gloopy all over your hand. But they are pretty like full on your lips, and they dry quite well. Barry M, that's Show Off, that one there. The other Barry M one I've got is Gossip. I sent some of these over to Ashley, who is a YouTuber that I know, and I don't know what she thought of them actually. I'd be interested to know. That's Show Off, which I prefer. And then this J-Cat lip paint is in this, and it's a bit like one of the lip tars from what I can see. And it's basically the same sort of thing, really bright, really pigmented, quite crazy really, and you just need such a tiny bit. Like, I remember once I was stuck in a, on the way to work, I was stuck in a traffic jam, and I got out one of those Barry M ones, and I ended up with literally, it was just everywhere, all over me, like, nightmare. That's quite funny, so I've tried to take those Maybelline ones off with a wipe, and they're just still there like that, so don't swatch them till the end is my advice. Another thing from e.l.f. lip stain with a stain and a gloss. This is quite a pinky, quite a bright light pink birthday suit it's called. I don't mean bright, I mean light. These are fairly sheer, but again they dry to matte, and you've got the gloss on the other end to put over them. I only got one of them, but I quite like it. A couple of other things from Sephora. One is one of their Rouge Infusions, and I just really like the packaging, which is why I got it. Again, I got this in Prague. One thing that's a bit deceptive here, the actual applicator is coloured, and it makes you think it's like this plummy colour. And then when you put it on, it's a really unusual shade actually. It's like a lilac. There it is. And then, oh, actually that is completely different as well. It's called Magenta Ink, but like it's different to the thing on the top even. So it's a little bit deceptive really, but I quite like that. It's basically, I mean, what's it described as? Lip ink. Smells quite nice. It's like a non-sticky lip gloss, I suppose. Also, I got one of these at one time. Volume Booster Gloss Serum. With this one, you have got this sort of deal with it, and you twist it up. Again, a bit messy, I find. Quite pigmented though, and it is like a serum really, and very glossy. So it does what it says on the packet, which is always good. There we go. Again, all under £10. Right, we're down to the last few now, which are just kind of random. I am going to have Maybelline on me for the rest of this video. Right, this is something I got in a Ipsy bag, I think. Kaylin, which is an American brand. Art Touch Tinted Lip Gloss. This is really similar to those Revlon ones I showed you, which is here. It's not as dark. It's a completely different colour actually. It looks like a brownie red in the tube, and then it's like a purple. Weird. What's it called? Love Affair. And then I've got one of the MUA Intense Glosses, which I quite like this. It's a bit, I think it was supposed to be a bit like Apocalypse when it came out. It is a bit sticky. They are cheap though, MUA, and it's got a little kiss on the packet, which I like. The writing's come off it a little bit, and it's in the shade Stolen Kisses. That one there. Next is a Wow gloss. Wow, which I think is from I Love Makeup. I really like I Love Makeup. They're another part of Makeup Revolution, if I remember rightly. They are really cool. This I really like. It's very pigmented, not sheer at all, quite an opaque gloss. I don't really wear it very often, and I should, shouldn't I? It's called the Wow Gloss. You go, girl. 2 more. We've got a collection Lock and Hold lip gloss 6-hour wear. Body Pop, this is called. This is more of a true lip gloss in that it's quite sticky. You wouldn't want to get your hair stuck in it, you know. It smells really nice though. You can't really see it, it's quite sheer. It's light pink. And the last thing of all is this collection Cream Puff Moisturising Lip Cream in Cotton Candy. It's a bit like the Sephora one that I showed you. It is matte. Velvety soft matte finish. It's quite nice. There it is. Very, very cheap. If you want something on a budget, go for the Cream Puff collection ones. Right, well, that concludes my liquid lipstick collection. I hope you enjoyed the video. The next video I'm going to do is my Makeup Geek. I've wanted to do a Makeup Geek collection for ages and I haven't, and I've ordered some new stuff from them. So I've got quite a bit now, and it's American. You have to get it from America, but their international shipping's quite good. And I want to show you all the different things that I've got from them. So yeah, that'll be the next video, and I'll be wearing different clothes, I promise, because I've had this on for the last 3. Not because I wear it every day, but because obviously I film them all at once. Yes, so I hope you're having a good week, a good day, and I will see you soon. Bye!